Lesson 357. Truth answers every call we make to God, responding first with miracles and then returning onto us to be itself. It's a very interesting phrase. So every call we make to God is answered with a miracle and then returns as truth to be itself to us. So every call we make to God, truth answers every call we make to God. 357. Welcome to the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. My name is Judith and this is the Lucid Mind Center. It's only very few days to Christmas if you're following the Course in Miracles according to the calendar year. This is just each one of those phrases and each one of those classes is bringing us back to the awareness of what Christ actually is and what we celebrating as Christmas in the world. And just the amazing fact that this has survived 2000 years, this whole Christ consciousness. This is how important an event it was in the world. And the reason why this is called Qigong support is because after reading and contemplating this lesson together with you, I'm going to guide you to the Qigong classes, which are going to help you internalize this lesson more and expand it into your awareness. This is what Qigong helps us. If you have never done Qigong before, I suggest that you watch the videos which I have recorded specially explaining how Qigong can help you as a Course in Miracles student. Let's begin reading the lesson now, and I'm going to give you more instructions at the end. Lesson 357. Truth answers every call we make to God, responding first with miracles and then returning onto us to be itself. Forgiveness, truth's reflection, tells me how to offer miracles and thus escape the prison house in which I think I live. Your Holy Son is pointed out to me, first in my brother and then in me. Forgiveness, truth, reflection. So forgiveness, truth's reflection, the reflection of truth, tells me how to offer miracles and thus escape the prison house in which I think I live. So forgiveness helps us come out of this prison house, come out of this space where we feel that we are restricted, constricted, that we feel that we can't come out of. I feel that at the moment very much. It's because I want to change. I feel like I want to bring this Qigong to more people, and I feel restricted by my duties, which I have to bring, by the duties which I have towards my clients and towards my family. So I can't do what I want to do because there's other things I need to do to confirm the survival. And there's obviously something not right in my awareness. So I have to forgive myself and I have to forgive what I think is restricting me. So forgiveness, truth, reflection tells me how to offer miracles and thus escape the prison house in which I think I live. Your Holy Son is pointed out to me, first in my brother, then in me. Your voice instructs me patiently to hear your word and give as I receive. And as I look upon your Son today, I hear your voice instructing me to find the way to you as you appointed that the way shall be. Behold his sinlessness and be you healed. Look on the Christ in him and he is healed. So every person we see, we look on the sinlessness within them. And you see, all those things which seems to constricting us, which give us the feeling that we can't breathe, which in Qigong is associated with the metal element. The metal element constricts, puts everything into order, and it's affecting our lungs and large intestines. So the large intestine is getting rid of the things which are not serving us, and the lungs, they're putting things into, metal is putting things into order. Also restricting growth when it's not necessary. And metal is the last element before the metal is the mother of the water. The water element is in the winter. This is when we want to slow down and sink within and allow things to germinate, allow things to grow, to get ready for growth in the spring, in the wood phase. So business, when you're thinking about your work, you might think about that work, and you might have a word for it. It might be a building where you go to, or an office floor, or a team floor where you're seated. But as a matter of fact, all these are constructs of other humans. And if you are able to forgive each one of the humans and also forgive this building, this is what we learned in Ho'oponopono, to basically say, I thank you, sorry, I forgive you, and please forgive me. And if you do and apply it to every single issue which is around you, which seems to be bothering, then the issue will disappear. This is what this prayer is kind of trying to teach us. Forgiveness, this is truth's reflection. When you are actually allowing yourself to forgive yourself and forgive others and forgive the circumstances you find yourself in, then truth will actually come back to you. First, it's going to appear to be a miracle, something absolutely unexpected happened to you, and then afterwards it's going to return and you're going to feel like, wow, this is the truth. Just as the lesson says it here, truth answers every call we make to God. So if I say to God, please create the circumstances so I can actually live off the Qigong, I can actually provide for my family what I need to provide with Qigong, then I will be answered with a miracle, according to this lesson. Truth answers every call we make to God, responding first with miracles and then returning onto us to be itself. Then truth returns onto us to be itself, to be the truth, because we are the truth. We are the Son of God. In the Qigong classes, which I'm going to invite you to, there's going to come a moment where I'm going to say, remember your affirmation, or remember your prayer, or I might even say that you should read your lesson or something like that, depending on what class I'm sending you to. And when I remind you of that, then put the video on hold and then read the idea and read the prayer, but also read, what am I? The first paragraph, which is a statement of what you are, read that as well during that video pause. And once you have read it, then put the book next to you and then continue with the Qigong class, internalizing the lesson. And you're also going to have a moment where you can actually wait for an answer to receive from our higher self, from our Holy Spirit, whatever you would like to call it. And then just allow yourself to connect to the holiness which you truly are. And remembering that God will always answer us, and He usually answers first through a miracle and then returns to us as the truth. So let's read this lesson one more time before I send you off to the Qigong classes. Lesson 357. Truth answers every call we make to God, responding first with miracles and then returning onto us to be itself. Forgiveness, truth reflection, tells me how to offer miracles and thus escape the prison house in which I think I live. So the miracles which I am to offer is not to feel I'm in prison, but the miracle is to offer for every person who's involved with my business, to offer them the miracle anyway, even if the same as if they had come to my Qigong class. Now this is for my case. This is what the miracle is here, is to look at every single person we meet as a brother who deserves a miracle from us. Forgiveness, truth's reflection tells me how to offer miracles and thus escape the prison house in which I think I live. Your Holy Son is pointed out to me, first in my brother and then in me. because the Holy Sun is in every single brother I see. So if I can see him, it's pointed out to me, and if I could treat him, just in my case, if I could treat this brother like I treat my Qigong pupil, even if it's a rival of my company, or if it's somebody who's making problems for me, even so, if I actually manage to look at him the way it is pointed out to me, that he is a Holy Son of God, if I'm able to do that, then not only that I will see him as the Son of God, I will also see myself as the Son of God. Your Holy Son is pointed out to me first in my brother and then in me. Your voice instructs me patiently to hear your word and give as I receive. And as I look upon your Son today, I hear your voice instructing me to find the way to you as you appointed that the way shall be. Behold his sinlessness and be you healed. Look on the Christ in him and he is healed. And as I look upon your Son today, I hear your voice instructing me to find the way to you as you appointed that the way shall be. Behold his sinlessness and be you healed. Look on the Christ in him and he is healed. So if you see the sinlessness in him, you are healed yourself. And if you look at the Christ, if you see the Christ in him, if you are able to see the Christ in the other, this is when he is healed as well. Then you have decided to heal him. And that is the way healing works. You look at the sinlessness, you look at the light within them, you are healed. And as you continue looking at the light within them, he is also healed. So this is how we are spreading the light. This is how we are illuminating the world. This is how we heal the world. By deciding consciously to see the light in every other person, and also deciding consciously to let the light shine within us. And before I send you off to the Qigong class, I would just like to read with you the statement again of what you truly are. What am I? I am God's Son, complete and healed and whole, shining in the reflection of his love. In me is his creation sanctified and guaranteed eternal life. In me is love perfected, fear impossible, and joy established without opposite. I am the holy home of God himself. I am the heaven where his love resides. I am his holy sinlessness itself, for in my purity abides his own. Beautiful. And our lesson today is: truth answers every call we make to God, responding first with miracles and then returning onto us to be itself, to be truth. Beautiful, is it not? So for this particular Course in Miracle lesson, I'm inviting you to this Qigong class, which is going to help you internalize it, or this one. Here you have the reading of what am I, and here you have a list of all Qigong classes if you would like to do another one. Let me know how it goes.